down and pour it up. 'Cause I ran out of give a fucks, and I don't know what else to do. And I don't want to drown my soul, and I won't lay my cards before.
I'm outside Frankfurt at a distillery again. This time we're at Whiskey Thief Distillery. It's an upstart, up and coming place. Met some new friends. They said hey, but yeah, let's finally get that tasting and that tour that we've been talking about. We did go to the Jim Beam place, but I don't know, no dice there, just kind of dead. So let's check out these small time mom and pop places, and let's get a taste for true bourbon. Yeah, follow me. Ew.
All right, so we're a craft distillery. Our output here, we run maybe 800 to 1,000 barrels in a year. So we run everything off Nadine here. She's our pot still. She's a hybrid. If you got whiskey geek questions, feel free to ask.
Okay.
We can go into how hybrid stills work, whatever. I don't know. But so it's a single batch. A batch is 2 runs off a fermenter. For us, fermenters are 1,200 gallon. She holds 650. So we can get, like I said, 800 to 1,000 barrels a year. They're running a continuous flow column. Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, so it's 7 feet in diameter, 40 feet tall, 60,000 gallon capacity, and they can crank 1,200 barrels per still per day.
Oh my God.
So they just about triple our yearly output on Wednesday. So this is not a competitive thing. Okay, we're not going to take them over. If you're going to other distilleries, frequently they try and make it complicated. It's not. Okay, it's whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay. Whiskey's it's a simple thing. You only have 3 ingredients in whiskey. You have grain, you have yeast, you have water. That's it. Everything else is messing with it. Bourbon is a whiskey. So whiskey's the overarching name. Think of it like wine, right? You got wine. Under that you'll have Merlot, Cabernet, Pinot Grigio, whatever else. For us, it's whiskey's the big. Then under that, you'll have Scotch whiskey, Irish whiskey, Canadian, bourbon, rye. Okay, does that make sense? So 1964, way before you. Congress wanted to have a product that would compete with Scotch whiskey because they were selling it hand over fist, and we couldn't make it legally. Okay, it is. Yeah, it's like champagne, tequila. It can only be made in a single area. Okay, but we had nothing that we could claim, and so we were making bourbon. Nobody else really was. So we declared bourbon to be the native spirit of the United States.
So can you only make bourbon here?
What's that?
You can only make bourbon here?
In the U.S. Yeah, anywhere in the U.S. It will sell better if it says Kentucky on it.
Yeah.
But it's not part of the law, never has been. Okay. But they passed this legislation called the Standards of Identity Act 1964. And anytime you go through Congress, it's awful. And so they codified, they wrote CFRs, federal regulations, codified federal regulations, okay? Well, and it is a pile of paper, and it has no bearing on anything in life, okay? But it just says what makes ours different than theirs, all right? So one of the things is, got to be mostly corn, okay? Secondary, tertiary grains, nobody cares. Bourbon's American. And like I said, one of the things we do better in this country than anywhere else is regulate. It's sort of like, bourbon's made like any other alcoholic beverage or bread, okay? Same ingredients, grain, yeast, water. Yeast is the active thing. Put yeast in a sugar-rich environment, yeast eats sugar. You get 4 basics off that, you're going to get lots more yeast, you'll get heat and carbon dioxide. Most importantly for us, alcohol, okay? Same ingredients, you put yeast in a wad of dough, kind of a glutinous mass. Carbon dioxide's your leavening, the bubbles. Loaf's going to proof, it'll get warm. That's what happens in a fermenter. Okay? The fundamental problem with bread is baking anyway, because you're cooking off alcohol.
Yeah.
Which we call the great travesty of bread. Okay? All we're doing here is reprioritizing. Okay? We keep alcohol, we let carbon dioxide on top. Okay? So what we make is a real lumpy, awful tasting beer. Fermented grain is beer. Okay? It doesn't have to taste good.
Yeah.
And so depending on the mash bill, the recipe we're using, yeast strain, ambient temperature, it'll take anywhere from about 4 days to a week, ferment out to about 8 to 12% lumpy, awful beer. And that's what goes into Nadine there. She's our still distillation. Way easier than people want to make it. It's just separating stuff from a homogeneous group based on boiling points, flash points, vapor pressure, okay? So water boils at 212 at sea level, right? Simmering boil, rolling boil, doesn't matter. Ethanol, which is our target, 173.1. So normally what you'll do is you'll run 1,000, 2,000 barrels together, add water, take it down to 80 to 90, then chill it down to about 30. And that causes that flocculation. You run it through a back paper filter, and that will eliminate the floaties that you'll see, the little, we call it a Kentucky snow globe, okay? And it'll take out oils, but for me it takes the life out of the whiskey. And we don't do that. One reason, we're never going to be under 90 proof. Okay, so the condition doesn't tend to, and the oils are what gives it the real beauty on this stuff. So when we go taste, I can show you a way that you can taste it and kind of separate the volatiles off the palate, and you're left with the oils and the flavor compounds on there. Anyway, squirrels. So if you taste one of these and you say, gosh, I really would like that, this is it. We won't repeat it. It's like watching the sunset, you know, from a hillside. You can have a real pretty sunset, you'll never see that twice. This is a whiskey thief. Hence our name. It's just a big pipette or a copper straw. And so we will serve you guys, because we're restricted on a tasting, 1.75 ounces. Run that metric, it's about 51 milliliters. So you're shooting for about 10 mils per pour. Nobody in the government believes that you will stop at 10 milliliters.
Yeah.
And so we have to do that. Okay? But if you want to fill your own bottle, that's for consumption off, and we seal it up so you're actually legally able to use a whiskey thief. You can draw your own whiskey out of the barrel that you think is cool, fill it, and it's a one-off. It's just kind of neat to do. And if you do that, I worked at a big distillery and everybody had this uniform where you didn't want to drink it because it was rare. All of ours are, and I implore you, don't do that. Yes, I just turned 73, okay? I refuse to die with an unopened bottle.
Yeah.
It ain't happening. So we don't make it to be looked at. This is made to be consumed. You can't say whiskey without smiling. Okay. You want to go see the brew deck?
Yeah.
Answer is always yes. Come on. Remember, corn comes in. It'll be dry. You mill it because little things cook faster. Okay, that's the main purpose for that, and it ends up looking like this, kind of like a medium fine cornmeal. All right, and that's what goes into the cooker. So we grow some corn. We're right around, I think we're 14 or 14 and a half acres. That's not nearly enough to cover us. It takes about anywhere from about 1,200 pounds up to a ton of corn for a batch, and a ton of corn is too heavy to carry up the stairs. Okay. That's a ton of corn.
Oh, wow.
So we source most of our stuff right now locally. A company named Brooks, they're out of Louisville. They do a really good job. But you bring the corn over, you dump it in a hopper, so the forklift lifts it, dump it in a hopper, there's an auger on the bottom, and that's what drives it up to the cooker. Okay? So that auger is going to drive it into a cooker. Cooker's 1,200 gallons, fermenters are 1,200 gallons. So it's a 1-to-1. You cook corn first because corn breaks down slower. Got that double starch. Cook at it at about 200 degrees or so, and then you cool it down to about 170-ish, and that's when you add the flavor grain. Right? So the law just says it has to be mostly corn. Okay. Secondary, tertiary grains, nobody cares. Okay. Corn whiskey will take you where you're going, sort of breakneck speed, but it's lacking is the flavor, and that's why you add rye or wheat. And so the only difference in the U.S. legally between bourbon whiskey and rye whiskey is that primary grain. Bourbon's got to be mostly corn, rye whiskey has to be mostly rye. So the barrels we're going to taste, there are 5 barrels. The first 4 are bourbon. The very first barrel is going to be corn wheat malted barley. Okay, so your flavor grain's wheat instead of rye. And then the next 3 are going to be corn rye malted barley. And then the last one is a rye whiskey. And it's mostly rye. It's 95% rye. You can make a wheat whiskey, but if you're making a wheat whiskey, it has to be 51% or greater wheat in the recipe. Okay? And that's what delineates these one from the other. For almost all American whiskeys, it has to go into a virgin charred oak container, a burn barrel. The exception is going to be corn whiskey. So corn whiskey, so you can make a bourbon that was 81% corn. Okay? To be corn whiskey, it has to be 80% or higher corn. So the difference between bourbon whiskey and corn whiskey is going to be exposure to virgin char. Okay, so bourbon must hit virgin char. Single use, one time off. Corn whiskey cannot touch virgin char. So you either pull it right off the still and bottle her up, or if you're going to age it, you age it in used barrels or uncharred barrels. And that's what differentiates that at that mash bill. Yep.
I noticed you gave a name for every one of them.
Oh yeah, so yeah, Kelly names everything. So that's Nadine.
Yeah, Nadine.
Cooker's Dolly. Her Darlin, which is the gin still, that's Clementine. Fermenters are Merle, Willie, Johnny, Waylon.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I asked her what. She said, notice that all the working parts are women.
No. Yeah. Go figure.
I got no argument. Yeah, it's got a yow language to the alcohol. That's me.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to try some?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go do this. Like I said, he won't even go down until I do.
Good boy.
He'll turn and he'll be mad that I look up. Oh no, he's looking for food. Yes.
I know.
Oh boy, time for a tasting.
So you got 5 barrels in total. The first 4 are going to be bourbons. The last one you'll have a rye whiskey. B1 you'll find at the very top of the chalkboard. So you got a 6-year-old wheated bourbon. 75, 15, 10 is the mash bill. 96 the proof here. It's a self-paced tasting, so you can take as long as you like. If you have any questions, my name's Luke.
Okay.
When you're ready for your next tasting, just holler at me. I can take care of it.
Got you. Thank you.
Enjoy, man.
Yeah, buddy. All right, barrel number 1. Oh yeah, that's smooth.
This one's a little bit different. You got different mash bill here. Corn, rye, and barley instead of wheat. You got 72, 18, 10 on the mash bill, 115 on the proof. 5 years old.
All right. Okay, barrel number 2. Wow, that is extremely smooth. I think I found my favorite. Got 3 more to go though. All right, number 3. All right. All right, barrel number 3, bottoms up. Oh yeah. Ooh. Good aftertaste too. It's getting difficult to decide. Yeah, it's kind of a tie between 1 and, well, 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Okay. Number 4. Oh yeah, so this has got the sediment in it.
There you go. Switch it over there.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, there's some sediment in 4, some char, but you know, that's character. So number 4. Number 4, the bourbon, right? So yeah, this one is well, let me turn around. Okay, so this one is, as far as proof is concerned, this one is the highest. But I've noticed that the higher the proof, the smoother it was. So there's only one way to find out, right? So here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So there's a lot of corn to that one. Yeah, that one really does have the corn stand out on it. So wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning more towards 2 right now. So two's putting up a good fight. We'll try to get 2, unless this last one is the one. So but the last one's a rye. So we had 4 bourbons and 1 rye. So the next one is the rye. Let's go get it. All right. last one. Last one's the right. Yeah, that one's good. Oh yeah. Number two. Number two's it. All right, I found the winner. Number two. Okay.
So you just grab an empty bottle. You actually get to use the whiskey thief, fill it up yourself. We'll handwrite the label, and this barrel will be gone in about a week and a half. We'll never have it again.
All right. Yeah, number two. Yeah, that's definitely it.
Yeah.
All right.
Good. So you come around to that side. You're just going to use it like a big straw. Let it sit for 10-15 seconds.
Okay.
You'll plug that hole at the bottom. When you're ready to pour, you raise it up, take the bottle underneath, take your finger off to pour. I'll take that from you.
All right.
What's your name again?
My name is Jared.
Jared, I'm Luke. Nice to meet you, brother.
Nice to meet you, Luke. Oh my God, man. I can't express how awesome it is to just like check out all this stuff. Like, I mean, if you didn't know, I homebrewed for quite a few years, but it kind of makes sense to me, the process of all this, but my goodness, this is, if only I had, you know, the capacity to do this at this scale, my goodness, it would be awesome. But again, this is like a it's a you know, just a small scale. They're up and coming. I mean, they've only been around for 13 years, so you know, they're still making their place. But I mean, as the tour guide David said, I mean, it's all about quality, not quantity. So man, I kind of want to be a distiller now. It gives you that vibe. Oh my God. Check it out. They do some pretty badass bonfires around here. But yeah, shout out to Luke, and shout out to my buddy Ranger the dog, and David the tour guide. But yeah, if you're ever in the Frankfort, Kentucky area, head on over to Whiskey Thief. It's off of Lord, I don't even remember the name of that highway. I've kind of been drinking, but it's on exit 48. Yeah, just come on out here, and you can only buy Whiskey Thief bourbon from the distillery itself. So they, yeah, like I said, they were still an up and coming distillery. So yeah, if you want to get this tasting experience and get the purest form of bourbon, recommend it, definitely. So yeah, shout out to David, shout out to Luke, and I need something to eat. Well, your boy's pretty tipsy, and he got number 2. So yeah, the day's just begun. Well, I'm gonna go right there. They got food trucks here, so I'm gonna try to absorb some of this alcohol and the day's just begun, and I still got more stuff to do, so... Alright, with that being said, this episode's Americana.